What's up, you legends? In today's episode, we'll be checking out the Bitcoin price breaking all-time highs, breaking this ascending wedge. We'll be checking out what targets are possible. 54, 56, even $58,000 is possible for the next coming days, guys. The ADA US dollar chart, we can see that this inverse shoulder, head and shoulder pattern did not play out. We fizzled out. So we need to get above the $0.91 here, because if not, the ADA dollar might be in danger. I'll show you why. Also, the dollar index, we have broken out of this falling wedge. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies might be in trouble. If the dollar index comes up here, then we'll be in trouble in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, guys. Before we get going on, make sure to smash up that like button, guys. This will help out the channel immensely. And Dubai pay trade license, visa fees in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Incredible news. And New York Digital Investment Group files for US-based Bitcoin ETF with Morgan Stanley on board. And Bitcoin could easily shatter $100,000, says Anthony Scaramucci. All of this, guys, in today's episode. So if you're getting value out of this content, make sure to smash up the like button. Let's go straight into the video. Hello there, Andy here, and welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus, where you subscribe for the quickest technical analysis and news on Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the financial markets. I am not a financial advisor, so don't buy or sell anything that I say. And if you do so, do your own research. Said this, let's go straight into the charts. Okay, so the price of Bitcoin has broken out all-time highs. We've broken out of this ascending wedge, and now we haven't got resistance above us. We are consistently breaking all-time highs. So it's all depending on how much volume is going to come in, how much buying pressure to take the Bitcoin price to 54, 56, even $58,000 in the immediate short term. I am going to show you some technical analysis targets which could possibly take the Bitcoin price in the coming weeks. So first one would be getting the back of this ascending wedge, which from the top to the bottom, and then this other one, this being a pennant, and all of this being an impulse leg to the pennant. So these are possible two targets. We'll go with the back of the ascending wedge one from the breakout. This could potentially take the Bitcoin price to the $55,000 area, as you can see here on the chart. And if we take this pull here from the breakout, this could potentially take the Bitcoin price all the way up to $62,000. If this would be a flag or a pennant, well, this would be the exact move from this breakout. $62,000. We could go there in days, in weeks, who knows? This is the technical analysis targets. We are in uncharted territory, so we don't have any resistance above us. The Bitcoin price is all depending on how much buying pressure there is going to be. So these would be the two targets that I'm looking for here in the next coming days. Checking out the ADA US dollar chart, we can see that we were struggling to get above the $0.91 here, forming this inverse shoulder, head and shoulder pattern. We did not finish to break out here, the neckline, and we just fizzled to the downside. It is super important for the ADA price to get above the 0.91 and first the $0.88. As you can see, this is where most of the volume profile is. We did manage to break these levels a few days ago. As you can see, this red huge candle down here, we went straight down, and this was because there is no volume traded around these areas under the 0.88 down to the $0.70. No volume at all, so it was easy for the selling pressure to come all the way down to the $0.69, where we've got an immense bounce. As you can see here, there's a lot of volume traded around this area, so we got a huge bounce, and we created this megaphone pattern. We broke out of it, so I am still bullish for the ADA US dollar chart. My price target would be $1.05 in the short term. We did mention this measured move here for the ADA US dollar price, taking the breakout here from this megaphone pattern, would take us all the way up to the $1.05 level, guys. So this is what I'm expecting for the ADA price here in the short term, guys. Maybe a day, maybe 1 week. We need to get above these levels because there's a lot of volume, lot of buying pressure, and if they decide to sell, this is going to take the ADA price all the way down again to the $0.69, and this needs to hold nicely, in my opinion. We've got a lot of volume here. This is good support. Let's take a look at the dollar index chart. I did mention this before on the channel. When the dollar index goes down, the Bitcoin price goes up. And when the dollar index goes up, the Bitcoin price goes down. This is what usually happens. And as you can see here, we did form a descending wedge for the last couple of months. And now we're currently breaking to the upside. Look what happened here when we formed a descending wedge for the dollar index. We broke to the upside and we had a big pump here for a few months here for the dollar index. So are we going to see this scenario play out here? Well, I don't know. This is something that we need to pay attention here for the immediate short term. We can probably have a pump here, or we might have a fake out and then come straight all the way down and break this support area. This support area is extremely important. As you can see, it's major support. It's been major resistant in the past. And also, we did form this diamond reversal pattern, which we broke out of it. This is an extremely bearish pattern. And as you can see, we did break out nicely from the diamond pattern. And the target of the diamond reversal pattern would be getting the first leg up into the pattern. And from the breakout of the other side, this would take the value all the way down here at the 2008, 2009 levels, guys. So this is what I'm expecting here in the long term. In the short term, we might see some turbulence and the dollar index will go up. But in the long term, I do believe that the dollar value is going to crumble all the way down to the 2008 levels. Let's take a look at the news today. Dubai, pay trade license, visa fees in Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies. Kiklabb, the Dubai government-owned licensing solutions, now accept cryptocurrencies as a payment option for trade licenses and visa fees. This makes it even more accessible for entrepreneurs around the world to set up and scale up in the United Arab Emirates. Kiklabb customers can now pay for services using cryptocurrencies including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether, which is the US dollar Tether. Kiklabb is also the first to debut a truly virtual end-to-end business setup experience. Customer can register as well as pay for Dubai trade licenses remotely and with a virtual currency using just their smartphone. We're seeing growing interest in cryptocurrencies with several customers in the blockchain and fintech sector, part of the Kiklabb community, so it really was just a matter of time before we recognized Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether. Cryptocurrencies are the payment method of the future, said Tazawa Olak, CEO of Kiklabb. We're the first government-owned licensing entity in the United Arab Emirates to accept cryptocurrency payments, and certainly not the last. With the technology rapidly gaining traction across the Middle East, I'm eager to see how it changes the way we do business in the near future, he added. We're in talk with the high-profile players in the cryptocurrency sector who are exploring entry into Dubai. In addition, we have a robust community of local and international companies associated with the smart contract, blockchain, and private equity working alongside startups in the field of education, healthcare, and food technology. The first government-owned licensing entity in the United Arab Emirates to accept cryptocurrency for payments. The first one, but certainly not the last. This is the future. The New York Digital Investment Group files for US-based Bitcoin ETF with Morgan Stanley on board. New York Digital Investment Group has submitted paperwork with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission to launch a new Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. New York Digital Investment Group filled a Form S1 registration statement for a Bitcoin ETF with the SEC on Tuesday. The submission lists New York Digital Investment Group Trust Company LLC as the fund's Bitcoin custodian and Morgan Stanley as an authorized participant. As an authorized participant, Morgan Stanley is expected to sell shares to the public at prices that reflect the fund's asset, supply and demand, and underlying market conditions. The shares will trade on the New York Stock Exchange Arca Exchange under yet to be determined ticker symbol. Absolutely amazing. Last week, Canada was approving an ETF for Bitcoin, and now the US is just about to get a ETF approval. Absolutely amazing. Bitcoin could easily shatter $100,000, says Anthony Scaramucci. The former White House communication director argues that the ongoing monetary debasement, which is likely to increase the dollar supply by 40% in the coming 12 months, has made Bitcoin an attractive store of value. Given the macroeconomic backdrop, he says BTC could hit $100,000 by February 2022. We have 23.6% more dollars in production and our money supply than we did 6 months ago. And if you really analyze the $1.9 trillion stimulus, it's likely, very likely, that we'll get another 17% more dollars in production. Basically, what he is saying that more dollars are getting printed, more dollars are getting produced while you have money in the bank that is getting devalued by inflation. So yes, Scaramucci adds that beside currency debasement, Bitcoin's digital nature and user growth is making it more attractive to corporations. I think that's the dilemma for CFOs right now, is they're watching this dollar production. They're saying to themselves, okay, maybe I need to have some of this. It's very fungible. It trades in a liquid manner. It trades at a millisecond and it's scaling. Over 100 million people are using Bitcoin today. Very likely that 1 billion people will be using it in 5 years. He's saying he's not surprised to see firms and institutional investors increasingly investing in the flagship cryptocurrency. The market intel out there is that there are many corporations that are thinking about adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, and there are institutional investors like BlackRock. BlackRock's already signaled last month that they gave approval to purchase Bitcoin in some of their large mutual funds and to purchase Bitcoin futures. If you're not familiar with BlackRock, they are the largest investment management group in the United States. I think they have over $7 trillion under their management. If they only put 2 to 3% of that into Bitcoin, that would move the Bitcoin price over $10,000 in minutes. This is going to be it for today's episode. If you're interested in trading or you're an experienced trader, make sure to check out the link down below of Femex. You can get up to $680 depending on what you're going to deposit to trade with. They've only got 6 days left, guys, so make sure to take advantage of this opportunity. And if you haven't checked out the Bitcoinsensus website, I'll be leaving a link down below. Also, we've got great tutorials and reviews on how to buy, how to trade, how to store Bitcoin safely. We've got the latest news and technical analysis. And if you haven't seen the best tutorial of the Jugex leverage trading platform, I'll be leaving a video popping up on your screen. A massive thank you for tuning in, guys. Make sure to smash up that like button and subscribe for coming updates, and I will see you in the next one.